Inhuman entity vessels and dolls. If you are dealing with objects in this category, you won't see terrifying items, but rather just ordinary children's toys that have been possessed and used as tools by demons. If you look at the Annabelle doll, her true form is an innocent-looking Raggedy Ann cloth doll, and that is exactly the core of her deceptive tactics. You will be manipulated by an inhuman entity using the persona of a deceased little girl to gain your sympathy and permission. To contain her, you must lock her in a specially blessed glass case with religious seals and holy water. If you find the shadow doll, you are holding an object intentionally created through black magic rituals from organic materials like bird feathers and real human teeth. This doll can project a negative presence into your nightmares, which can cause deep psychological trauma or heart failure while you sleep. Summoning instruments and interdimensional portals. If you are dealing with items in this category, you are using tools designed to open communication with the afterlife, which act as spiritual security loopholes. If you use the Conjuring mirror in the practice of crystalmancy, you are using its reflective surface as a gateway for entities to manifest themselves. Staring into it for too long can cause you to see the apparition of the shadow man standing behind you, so you must always keep its reflective surface covered when stored. Similarly, if you play with a Ouija board, you are not playing a game, but giving an open invitation to any entity in your vicinity to enter your life. Ritual idols and satanic worship artifacts. To find these items, you usually have to look in isolated locations or abandoned structures where occult groups perform rituals. If you bring in the Sandy Hook satanic idol, a 7-foot-tall wooden statue used in sacrificial rituals, you will be hit by its residual evil energy. Its aura of oppression is so strong that it can trigger sudden illnesses and catatonic visions lasting for days. If you are reckless enough to wear a demonic mask from dark ceremonies, its use will allow the entity to merge with your identity, creating a bond that is hard to break. If you read ancient grimoires or satanic texts without spiritual protection, you could summon devastatingly destructive forces. Haunted and infested furniture. If you own an item at this level, you are dealing with massive and heavy objects that have become the center of poltergeist phenomena. If you have the devil's rocking chair, you might see a demonic figure sitting in it, and the chair can move violently on its own even when empty. When you try to perform an exorcism, the chair could levitate and vanish right in front of your eyes, while its entity might transfer to someone else, leading to a murder case. If you keep the haunted piano from a priest's house, you will often hear it playing classical music or sad melodies in the middle of the night without any physical player. However, whenever you try to enter the room, the piano will immediately stop playing. Cursed jewelry and personal effects. If you wear these small objects, you put yourself in a deadly threat due to their constant physical contact with your aura. If you wear the pearls of death around your neck, you will immediately feel an unbearable choking sensation the moment the pearls touch your skin. This object has a specific malicious intent to harm your life, to the point that someone else might have to physically rip the necklace off your neck so you can breathe and not lose consciousness. If you collect the 2 deaf dolls from voodoo practices, your health could drastically deteriorate until you almost die. Even inside the museum, these dolls could move their own bodies to form a circle on the floor. Regional magical artifacts and the Conjure chest. If you face an object in this category, you are holding magical items outside of Western occultism that have been infused with ritualistic energy to cause chronic illness or harm. Targets. If you possess Jacob Cooley's Conjure chest, you are dealing with a handcrafted wooden chest, cursed, using owl blood. This chest is extremely lethal and is responsible for the mysterious deaths of 17 of its owner's family members. You must always keep it tightly locked, because opening it means reactivating the circuit of curses inside it. To survive while handling and moving all these objects in the museum, you must always be in a state of grace through confession. Visualize the light of Christ, use thick gloves, and wash your hands with holy water.